All right, let's talk about one of the biggest, most important questions in any job interview. By the time we're done here, you're going to know exactly how to tell a story about your greatest accomplishment that doesn't just check a box. It leaves a hiring manager thinking, wow, we need to hire this person.
I'm sure you've been there. You're sitting in the interview, everything's going great, and then they hit you with this one. It feels like the whole interview hinges on your answer, right? Well, don't worry. We're about to take all that pressure and turn it into your moment to absolutely shine.
So here's our game plan for today. First, we're going to decode what they're really asking with this question. Then, I'll walk you through a simple 4-step plan to find your absolute best story. After that, I'll show you how to structure it like a total pro, and we'll wrap things up with a perfect example. Sound good? Let's dive in.
Okay, let's get one thing straight. This is not just small talk. This question is a test. They want to see if you can connect something great you've done in the past to the problems they need to solve in the future. It's your single best chance to prove you're not just some qualified person, but you are the solution they've been looking for.
So what even counts as an accomplishment for an interview? Here's the thing. It's not about the single, biggest, most epic thing you've ever done. It's all about relevance. The key is picking an achievement that directly relates to the challenges and skills they mentioned in that job description.
And honestly, this is the secret sauce right here. This unlocks the whole thing. Your goal isn't just to share the story that makes you feel the most proud. Your goal is to choose the one story that proves you can deliver the exact results they're hiring for. I'm going to say it again. Relevance is absolutely everything. And this slide just lays it out perfectly. Look at the left. A star salesman is going for an accounting job, and he's talking about his sales trophies. I mean, it's impressive, sure, but it completely misses the point. Now, look at the right. The same guy talks about how he made the invoicing process better. Now, that's the ticket. It shows he's got that attention to detail, that process-driven mind, exactly what you want in an accountant. Now, you might be thinking, what if I'm a new grad or changing careers? Don't even worry about it. If you're a graduate, you can lean on your toughest school projects or that amazing internship you did. And for career changers, this is your chance to really highlight those universal, transferable skills. Things like leadership, problem solving, or managing a project. Trust me, those skills are golden in any industry. All right. So we've got the strategy down. Choose relevance. Now let's get practical. Let's build a super simple framework to help you find your perfect story. This is where we get to work.
Just follow these 4 steps. 1. Just list 5 things you're proud of. They can be big or small, doesn't matter. 2. For each one, ask yourself, why did this matter to me? What did I learn? 3. Get specific. Write down what you actually did. And 4. Connect all the dots. What you did, why you did it, and what happened because of it. I promise, this little exercise will help you find your most powerful stories.
You know, finding the right story is half the battle, but the other half is telling it in a way that's clear and powerful. You need a structure that's easy for the interviewer to follow. Otherwise, the impact just gets lost. And for that, we're going to use the absolute gold standard of interviewing, the STAR method. This isn't just a nice little tip. This is the framework that recruiters and hiring managers are literally trained to listen for. Using it immediately signals that you know how to communicate like a professional. So let's break down STAR. It stands for situation, task, action, and result. First, the situation. You just briefly set the scene. Give them some context. What was the challenge? Then the task. What was your specific goal? What were you supposed to do? Next up, action. This is where you describe the actual steps you took. Be specific. And finally, the result. What was the outcome? And whenever you can, use numbers. Numbers make your impact feel real and measurable. And here's a little pro tip for you. Never, ever go into an interview with just one story in your pocket. A good interviewer might say, that's a great example. Can you tell me about another time? You want to be ready. Having 2 or 3 powerful STAR stories prepared shows you're not a one-hit wonder. Okay, we've got the strategy and we've got the structure. Now let's put it all together and see what a fantastic, complete answer actually sounds like. Let's build a perfect answer step by step. Imagine you're that recent grad. You could start with the situation, just like this. You set the scene, showing you've been in a high-stakes competitive environment. Now let's add the task. My main project was to help diagnose a persistent overheating issue in a new battery prototype that was causing some major testing delays. See? A clear goal. Then you explain your action. So I dove into weeks of thermal imaging data, and I noticed the problem was always in one specific module. I designed and 3D printed a new, more efficient cooling duct and pitched it to my supervising engineer. And finally, you nail the landing with the result.
After we installed my new duct, the prototype's peak temperature dropped by 15%, which completely solved the problem. This got the project back on track 2 weeks ahead of schedule, and my design was even incorporated into the final spec. Boom! Problem, action, and a killer measurable result.
So, let's just lock this in. What are the big takeaways? Number 1, always pick the story that's most relevant to the job you want. Number 2, use that simple 4-step plan to brainstorm and find your best examples. And number 3, structure your story using the STAR method. It makes you sound clear, confident, and prepared.
So there you have it. You now have the entire playbook to take this question that everyone dreads and turn it into your single best chance to impress. So take a minute and really think about it. With this strategy, what is the story you're going to tell at your next interview?